From Vatican astronomers preparing to baptize ET to a haunted doll with a mouth dirtier than a sailor, to witchcraft, wild pranks in a pub that literally serves drinks over a grave. The world's gotten weird, folks, even by our standards. Tonight on the Paranormal 60 News, we're digging up the grave under the bar, decoding the Vatican's stance on alien salvation, unmasking the so-called intruders in Virginia, and asking, when a fortune teller breaks up your marriage, who's really cursed? The stories are real, the drinks are too, and we all know, my friends, words is hard. Welcome to episode 401. As good as 400, but one better. Tonight, this is the Paranormal 60 News. Good evening, my darklings, and thank you for tuning in and spending a little time with us here tonight. We got a lot of news to cover, a lot of cool things. Plus, the group is together, and we are doing our very first ever Upon Further Review tonight. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. I do have a couple of exciting things to announce this weekend. The Up North Paracon taking place in Bemidji, Minnesota, or Brainerd. Let's go Brainerd. Brainerd, Minnesota, I think. I'm so bad. I've been on the road too much. All these towns are starting to look the same to me, man. They're all looking the same. But nonetheless, it's up here in Minnesota, and I'm going to be there. Shane Pittman's going to be there. Vince Kellyan's going to be there. We also have a few other delightful friends that'll be joining us, including Diet Renee, the psychic medium, and Winnie will be on hand doing tarot readings. So if you'd like to come on out and join us, it's this coming weekend, November 8th. A night that will live in infamy. All right, that's all I got to say about that. I also want to mention that we've got a nice compliment tonight of correspondents joining us. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring on the paranormal detective, Mr. Greg Lawson. Good evening, Greg.
Hey, old buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man.
Good. You look good. You look healthy. The purple's gone out of your face. You've got a nice ruddy hue. We're very pleased to see you looking like this.
Well, thanks, man. You know, I've been trying to take care of myself.
Or is it that in comparison to our next correspondent, the very jaundiced Colonel, maybe that just evens out the coloring and you look more normal. Ladies and gentlemen, America's greatest hero is here. The Colonel. With his dirty little martinis.
Yes, sir. How are you? How are you two doing?
Doing good, buddy.
Greg's not looking purplish as always.
I know.
Glad to see
but
that.
You're all shaded and shadowed. And what are you sitting on an electric seat there, Marty? What's going on?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because you were doing the bottom boy shuffle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's this chair. You know, when the body gets old, no chair's comfortable.
That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the bottom boy shuffle, R1. Kachi is here. I was hoping to have everybody together on Monday for our 400th episode, but there was one of our team who just couldn't be bothered to make it.
Jesus, man.
And insisted that we move the show to tonight. And I said, it'll be the 401st episode. And he said, man, it's like Spinal Tap. It goes all the way to 401 this week. And that's what we're going to do. We're launching into our next 400 episodes tonight. And we've got the full complement of Paranormal News crew on hand to do this. Here's something pretty exciting, at least for three of us that you're looking at on this screen. For those of you that are looking to have some fun this year and thinking, what could we do in 2026 to make it unlike any other year? Well, how about if you joined 3/4 of the Paranormal News crew in Wales? That's right. The Wonder of Wales. We're going to hit up some haunted hotspots, UFO sightings, and more. The Wonder of Wales, October 25th through November 2nd. We put this on sale loosely about a week and a half ago and almost completely sold out. We only have space for, I think, 4 or 5 people right now. So if you'd like to join Chachi and the Colonel and myself in Wales, we'd love for you to be there. Greg, your invitation's in the mail. It should get there in another month or two when they lift this government shutdown.
Dude, when you said Wales, I thought you meant whales. And I was like, I'm no Jonah. So
is that a biblical reference? That was good.
Yeah, no, but you are the Geppetto. You are the puppet master, and he too ends up in a whale. So either way, you're a winner. Yeah. Let's get rolling. We got a lot of stories to cover tonight and a lot of weird stuff going on in the world around us. And Greg, when I say a lot of weird stuff in the world around us, you immediately come to mind. Where are we going to begin tonight's journey into the strange and supernatural?
Man, we've talked about this a lot, but a lot of people say, are we living in a matrix? So many weird things happen, and we're like, we're looking for reasons for this. Well, could reality as we know it just be computer code? It's one of the biggest mind benders in science and philosophy these days. The idea that we might all be living inside a computer simulation. But now a group of physicists.
Wow, have a bunch of drinks. Of drinks. Yeah.
Lot of drinks.
They say finally they have an answer, and it's not the one that the internet wanted. According to new mathematical studies highlighted in MSN News, researchers claim that the laws of our universe are simply too complex to be simulated. It's a real letdown. In other words, if we're part of a matrix, the math doesn't add up. These physicists examine the fundamental constant.
Wow, you said that with a lot of irritation in your voice.
Yeah. They kind of irritate me a little bit. A little too much logic for me. They say that the constants that make up our reality, things like quantum behavior, space-time, and gravity, found they can't be perfectly represented in computer code. The energy required to simulate even a few hundred electrons interacting with each other would exceed all the computing power available in the known universe. That means no supercomputer, no alien mainframe, and no futuristic AI could ever pull this off. For those waiting for glitches in the matrix, those strange coincidences, deja vu moments, or the person that swears they saw the same black cat twice, the researchers say those aren't digital hiccups. They're just life being weird. One physicist summed it up bluntly. He said, if this is a simulation, it's the only one that we can't simulate. So are we real?
What? Are we real?
Are we real?
That is the question. Are we real?
Are we real?
Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute, Greg.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hold that mug up.
Oh, yeah.
No, show me that mug. That is ridiculous. I just got 2 of those yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you get them at the
Treasure Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Look at that. What are the odds? And when he's like, hey, do you want your big skull cup tonight? I'm like, no, those are going to look stupid on camera.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
Hey.
What?
You know what? This is what a lot of people don't understand, that these crystal skulls were, made down in the South America someplace. And I don't know how Treasure Island got a hold of all these things, but there used to be only 3, but there's apparently they've found thousands at this point.
Thousands. And now you can drink out of them, which has got to be better for you than the BPAs in plastic cups, right?
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So for now, it seems that the math says yes, at least we're for real now, until somebody rewrites the code. There you go.
There you go.
I don't know.
There you go.
Do you believe? Okay, so listen, I've talked about this. There are some elements of this, right? It sounds too far-fetched to believe maybe we're in a simulation, right? But I have been out on film sets where they have used drones. And in one episode, we were out in Snowflake, Arizona. We were at the site where Travis Walton was returned naked and afraid in the woods from his UFO captors. And we decided we were going to shoot this drone up into the air and then bring it down and, have that kind of look, and then boom, kind of the reveal. And every time we shot it up over the top of the trees and we were shooting up, the sky would go to like matrixy glitch, like you were watching an old TV without a channel. It was static. And we'd push it up higher and it was static. As soon as we'd get back down to the top of the trees, sky would reappear.
Yeah.
How do you make sense of that?
Yeah, that's what it was. It's like what was that movie?
The Truman Show?
Yeah.
It's just all. Is this the Dave Schrader show? Everybody's tuning in to watch my show. You guys are all pretend friends.
Yeah, and they're all sleeping. They're just like,
wow. That's horrible. Horrible. All right, we got a couple more stories to cover. This one's on me. How about this? Let's talk a little cursed and spooky dolls.
Wow, look at that creepy guy.
You might think a doll is just a harmless toy, but what if the doll starts talking and not sweetly? In the UK, paranormal investigator and author Fiona Dodwell has revealed a chilling encounter with a possessed toy she names Knock Knock Harry. You heard me. Knock Knock Harry. That's him. If you're watching the show, that's him, the creepy little clown. According to Dodwell, Knock Knock Harry began cursing at her out loud, using foul language, and not just once. Witnesses say the voice came from the doll's direction, though the room had no obvious speaker. Objects shifted, lights flickered, and a sense of presence took leave of the toy and entered the realm of the entity. Now, the story gets even more layered because Dodwell herself has written a book, and it's about her experiences and the broader world of haunted dolls. It's titled A Cursed Collection of Haunted Dolls. The book details this incident, among others, and issues a stark warning. Some antiques carry more than just history. Yes, some carry bed bugs and lots of dust. Rather than dismissing it as stress or imagination, Dodwell says she tried rational steps. Isolation of the doll, protective rituals, even considering disposal, but the sense of dread only increased. On her social feed, she describes how she now keeps Harry locked away, yet still feels monitored, watched, and unsafe when she's anywhere near his presence. So what are we looking at here? A malicious spirit, a poltergeist tethered to a toy, or perhaps something psychological playing out in physical form? Either way, it shifts how we think about hauntings. Not always ancient mansions or dusty attics. Sometimes the threat is sitting on a shelf right there in plain view. Haunted dolls. Chach, I know you always seem to kind of be one of the more level-headed of us when it comes to the paranormal.
It's the drink.
Yes. If dolls on your shelf began speaking to you and you were home at the compound by yourself, just enjoying a nice, drink, cocktail, I don't know, whatever you're working on, and suddenly you see and start hearing one of the dolls, what's your first reaction? What do you do?
Initial disbelief.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. But you're saying it would probably do it again.
Yeah.
Is that where we're going? Okay.
Yeah.
Second time, I would then walk over and pick it up.
Sure. I like where this is going.
Makes no sense.
Right.
I would take it arms stretched, lead it outside, where I would find a hole in which to bury it.
Or a lake, right?
To drown it, yes.
Yeah.
Like if there was proof, like I saw it with my own damn eyes, that would be too much for me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. Who's got their phone dinging like that? Greg, come on.
Not
me.
Come on. Then why'd you look up when it didn't reach for something?
401 episodes. 401 episodes, and we are still.
Not me.
Never change.
Yep, nothing changes.
Not me. It's not me. I think we're living in a Waffle House, though.
Yeah. the Waffle House Matrix. How about you, Colonel? I know your wife does a lot of art with dolls and does some creepy stuff.
Yeah.
If, let's say, you're home alone one night, just listening to some cool jazz and enjoying a nice dirty martini, when suddenly one of your wife's dolls starts cursing at you, what's the plan?
Yeah, yeah. I would probably put down whatever I was drinking and
Right.
try to figure out, okay, am I really listening to this? Is this really happening? I mean, there have been situations where I've heard weird things, and you kind of sit there and you start trying to figure out, okay, logical reasons as to why it's happening.
Right.
Probably, yeah. So, yeah, I'd probably do a lot of what Chach did, is just take it out and burn it somewhere. Yeah, burn it. Yeah.
So you both have wives that are into the paranormal. Neither one of you would save the talking doll for your wife. You would just bury it, burn it, drown it.
Yeah.
Slap it up, flip it, and rub it down. Oh no!
That thought never crossed my mind, Dave.
Give it to Nikki?
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Can I change my answer? Because it would still be the same. No,
it would still be the same. You would bury it or drown it.
I'd be like,
my job is to protect her. And so by taking it outside and burying it and never speaking of it again, that's a man for you.
See, that's the difference between you and me, though, Chach, is my job is to protect me. And so that's why I would burn whatever the hell this doll was to.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is why he's America's greatest hero.
So when we see that picture, should we think of the song from America's Greatest Hero, or should we think of our national anthem, Dave? Which way should we be thinking here?
A little of both, I think.
I was really, every time I see this look, I just think of the Muppet Show. I don't know what it is about this image.
Huh. Well,
but we have seen the unearthly color, the broad smile, the arched eyebrow. He looks like a Muppet to me in that image.
I'm thinking of irritable bowel syndrome. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's that takes it to a whole different place.
It does.
Could we ask one of our listeners, Dave, to take our national anthem and do a mashup with the Greatest American Hero song?
Hey,
I'm sure there's somebody talented enough out there to take those two songs and do a mashup.
There's that.
Maybe we should. If only there was a musician or three on board here that knew how to play some music and sing a little.
That's why I'm asking everyone else.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I have had some people ask me, "Where's Blind Dog?" Greg,
dude, he's tried so hard to be a part of the show and everything. He just gets overlooked, and I think he just kind of gave up. He was just like, I really wanted to be a contributor to the show and stuff, and I think he just his feelings hurt.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Whenever he was creating music, I was putting it on the show, and we were sharing it with people.
And then I don't know.
Then you went off on your own and started recording, and then
there's that. We might have a couple of contracts,
Lennon things.
Yeah.
Well, this
is like tell him we miss him.
69.
Yeah, Blind Dog, we miss you, buddy.
We do. We do.
All right, Colonel. Since you're here, let's use you. You got a story for us?
I do.
Okay.
And actually, I tried to get this story on the 400th episode. Wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to fit it in. But listen, imagine grabbing a pint and realizing you're drinking over a grave. Now, listen, I've gone drinking with Chach quite a few times where he's laid out, and I thought he was dead. But no,
I have video.
This is really. This is really a dead person. That's the reality at the old ferry boat inn in Holywell, Cambridgeshire. One of England's oldest and most haunted pubs.
Wait a minute. I specifically gave you a story using English language.
Yeah.
It's in an English pub.
Locals say beneath the bar, sealed under a simple stone slab, lies the grave of Juliet Tusley.
Look at that guy.
Tusley?
Tusley, yes. Yeah. Tusley, a young woman who died back in 1050 AD. Heartbroken after being rejected by the man she loved, she took her own life.
Oh.
Yeah. and was buried where she fell. Over the centuries, the pub was built right over her final resting place. To this day, visitors can still see her grave marked in the floor right there, Dave, under the bar.
Wow.
Yeah. Staff say it's bad luck to step on it. Those who have reported sudden chills, lights flickering, and a woman's faint sobbing echoing through the room. Some claim to see her ghost near the bar every year on March 17th, the anniversary of her death, gliding silently across the floor before fading into the wall. The inn itself dates back to more than 700 years and has become a must-see stop for ghost hunters and curious terrorists. Not terrorists, tourists.
Curious terrorist. Hey, before we go blow things up, I want to go see this grave built in ground. Yeah. Wow. Everybody have a sip.
How come we haven't gone to that place? That's where I would go.
We probably have.
Chachi and I were saying the same thing. Why has the Colonel not told us about it until now?
I tried.
We should go there and do an episode.
I tried to tell you guys on Monday, number 400, but nope. Anyways, back to the terrorist. And whether you believe the legend or not, one thing is certain. The next time someone says drink to the dead at this pub, they mean it literally.
Very nice.
Wow, that was a good wrap on that one. That was good.
Words is hard, folks. We learn that week in and week out. Good grief. Yeah, I would like, you know what? When we do another foreign adventure that you actually want to attend, Greg, I will try to work out finding all of these haunted pubs. I know the Colonel and Chachi are in there. Anytime there's liquor involved in a ghost hunt for them, they're signing on first and foremost.
Yep.
Well, so I'm ready to go to that place, man. That's pretty cool.
All right, that's a place you're willing to go to. But how about
when they said Wales, I was like, "What does Dave know about Wales?"
There's a few pubs in Wales.
You bring Shay Steingass on there. Maybe she could tell us some about Wales. And I'm like, I like Wales. I don't.
Wales where the Scarlet Inn is?
Huh?
What?
Forget the Scarlet Inn? Yeah.
I am
that is scared.
I'm
scared.
I'm confused and my head hurts. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Things are getting a little.
English is hard.
A little crazy. Look at the love we're getting though. Deb from SAC throws $5 and says purple is normal for Greg. His parents were Oompa Loompas.
Wow. Oh, that's,
wow.
We love that.
Thanks.
But she comes back with another $5 and says 401 bundles of fun. I like that. Thank you, Deb from SAC. Bonsai Warrior, $4.01.
Hey,
for the 400th episode.
Wait, you're our millionth episode, Dave.
Yeah. Mark Lanou, knock, knock, NEO. Neo. Follow the white rabbit. There we go.
We'll drink to that. I think that's drinkable.
Yeah, that is drinkable. And our good friend Addie Firebird, happy 401. She dropped $41 on us. Awesome. Saying Bonsai Warrior. Time to step up your game, brother. Just step it up. Look at Addie's making you look bad. Well, we thank you all. Thank you.
Yes.
Very sweet of them. Chachi, you've got a story to share with us.
Dave, did you talk about
why did your voice Peter Brady right there?
Did
we? Yeah.
Greg.
Did a few weeks back, I was off the show for a couple of weeks, and I think you mentioned you were going to say why I was on the show. Did you share that ever?
Yes. I mentioned that you were supposed to come to my place and we were going to have a boys' weekend in Illinois. And we had something weird happen with natural gas. So I canceled the trip for you. I'm like, buddy, I don't think you should come. The gas company's been out there. They can't find where it's coming from. So you stayed home and ended up going into the hospital the very next night with what you believed was a fatal heart attack. Turned out
liver attack.
No, it was gallbladder. The pancreas and the gallbladder were kind of having turf wars. And the pancreas rocks at the gallbladder. And the gallbladder's getting all jammed up like the Hoover Dam. So they took Chachi in and snip, snip. We are now the gallbladder-less twins. The two.
The reason I ask is because I want to be clear to Greg's point. It was not a liver issue.
That is correct. As a matter of fact, surprise us all with the news. Chachi, what did the doctor say about the liver?
You're pregnant?
I don't remember, Dave.
He said, remarkably, your liver's in good condition.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah, he's got like a bionic liver.
I wouldn't
gotta
trust
guess.
that doctor. That doctor, I
Yeah.
would leave immediately.
The Colonel's just casting him out left and right here tonight. Wow. Whose phone keeps dinging?
Greg,
Not mine.
seriously.
Not mine. Look.
Mhm.
Greg.
Look. See, it's not even on.
Well, you
All
push the button, Greg.
Oh, so it must be Scotchy because he's doing his best to try to deflect.
That's
What do you
right.
mean?
Maybe.
Hold on.
Maybe. Chachi, you got a story to share. Let's get to it.
Does he?
I'm trying. Okay, here we go. Now, I read over the story earlier.
Uh-huh.
Who is this guy?
Some of it made sense to me, some of it didn't. So I may have to stop throughout the story to ask some questions.
Okay.
All right. This is the question I pose to the three of you and the listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Would the Vatican baptize an alien? Quick yes or no's.
I would say yes.
Yes, okay.
What kind of alien?
A special
A Catholic alien.
Catholic,
one.
obviously.
Good answer.
I say, yeah, why not?
Okay. Greg?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would.
Everybody
he'd get on
believes
TV that way.
for the right price, they would baptize an alien, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. Did you know that the Vatican has a chief astronomer? And he says that if intelligent life from another world ever showed up on Earth, he would indeed baptize it, gentlemen. Father Richard de Sousa, which I believe wrote all those rhyming books.
You believed it, do you?
I believe it
Pretty
is.
sure.
Everybody have a drink on Scotchy for that one. I love how you can get D'Souza correct, and then believed is the word that throws you.
It's a big one.
Give him a break,
recently
his lever.
He recently said he sees no reason extraterrestrial beings would be excluded from God's creation. In fact, when asked point blank if he would indeed baptize an alien, he smiled, he winked, he raised his arms, and said, yes, of course. Now, Mr. de Souza told reporters that theology would need to reimagine itself if first contact indeed ever occurred. Because in his view, a truly universal God wouldn't limit life to just one tiny blue planet.
That's right.
Referring to Earth there.
Hmm.
His remarks echo those of past Vatican astronomers. So yes, this isn't a new role. This wasn't something on LinkedIn. Father Jose Fuentes once called aliens our space brothers. Now, the Vatican's observatory isn't a fringe outfit. It's one of the oldest astronomical institutions in the entire world, operating powerful telescopes in Arizona. And where else, Dave? Wild guess?
Florida.
Italy.
That's what I said. Yeah.
They have long maintained that studying the cosmos deepens and not contradicts their faith. But de Sousa's comments do raise fascinating questions. If humanity ever makes official contact with another intellectual species, would religion expand to include them?
Interesting.
Pause. Could an alien accept baptism?
Well, hold on. Now to go back to the first question.
Okay, yep.
Let's face it, depends on the religion to which the alien makes itself known, because, I don't know that Catholics would just automatically, they're going to put this poor alien through classes.
Yeah, right.
And, I've got a lot of Catholic friends that have had to go through a lot before they can get that first
and then
the wafer.
Does the alien want to get put in the little white dress and be dunked in the water as well? You got to ask that question too, Dave.
I think Methuselah was just getting ahead of himself there.
What?
Methuselah?
I don't know. I got
Isn't that his name? What is it? Methuselah?
The Pope?
Whoever. Is that who that was?
This is the Pope. How do you not know that's not the Pope?
Oh, because I'm just
the first U.S. Pope. And
I'm a recovering Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah. From Chicago. He's a White Sox fan and a Bears fan.
Yeah,
Dope.
kind of takes away the mystery,
Why? Because he's from the U.S.? No,
Yeah.
we know him.
Hey, wait.
He's one of us.
Do you guys hear that?
Oh,
It's time now for Upon Further Review.
All right, kids. The four of us were together with our friends Poncho and Lefty, and we were having a boys' weekend in Texas. And our good friend, the Colonel, and our buddy Lefty both said, you know what we should watch? We should watch the movie Weapons. And we're like, oh man, what is it, like Rambo and versus Chuck Norris and just no, it's not that, guys, but it's pretty remarkable. Let's watch it together. So being the kind of group that we are, we're like, let's put away the cards, put away the cigars, put away the booze. Let's just check this out. Let's watch this. So we watched a little program called Weapons. And for those of you that haven't seen it yet, take a look at the trailer. Yeah. That was Weapons, the trailer. Looked interesting, looked fascinating. An entire classroom vanishes, but one kid and the teacher. And then begins the strange story that unravels. And it was made by the same guy that did Barbarian. And show of hands here real quick, gentlemen. How many of you actually watched the movie Barbarian? So just me and the Colonel. Boy, you could definitely tell, right? Because when you get done watching the Barbarian movie, you're left with almost the same sense of, oh my God, what did I just watch? What was this? This has got some twists and turns, missing kids, maybe witchcraft, maybe murder. We don't know. It's a twisted, bizarre tale. Chachi, Scotchy, what are your thoughts on the movie Weapons?
Well, when it came down to just the teacher and the student left,
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were going to go down the path of like a Long Island Lolita situation. That's what I saw. I was kind of right, kind of wrong, I think. I think there was the opportunity to go down that path. They veered the other direction.
Yeah, it was thankfully.
Fair?
Yeah.
Fair. I will say a couple times I was kind of on the edge of my seat. What is about to happen? There is no gore, right? It's maybe there a little bit, but
there's some gore.
Yeah, but I think the suspense is really what got me. That's what I liked about the movie. You're like, oh no, what is about to happen? And then it's not what happens. So I will say, going into it on a scale of, what do we call it? Phantoms, 5?
Yeah.
Right? 5. I was probably at a 1 or 2 going into it, going, I don't think I'm going to get this movie. Came out of it thinking, oh, this is higher end 3, low end 4 for the suspense factor. So I enjoyed it.
Okay.
There was some talking in the theater.
Yeah,
that ruined it slightly. So those of you who do talk in the theater, please don't do that.
Greg.
Although it's funny that Lefty and the Colonel are the ones that wanted us to watch it, and then they both proceeded to spend their time on their phones doing this during the movie. They'd seen it.
I liked it. I mean,
hold on, Greg. I'll get to you. I want to take a little bit more time with you. So give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Premature enunciation. Come on, Greg. Colonel.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on this movie?
Being the fact that I'd already watched it, and this is kind of like our feeling of the movie based off of our viewing of it that day. The fact that the teacher's a witch, I never really anticipated that to be the case. And now that I've blown it for everyone else on the show, but the fact is, I give it a 3.5.
3.5 Phantoms. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Greg, I often watch shows like this, and I swear to God, I think, how would my friend who's a police officer and a detective, how do they view a movie like this when I'm not a detective, I'm not a police officer, and there's so many glaringly weird holes in the logic of the way the police handled this case and story goes. Does it ever take you out of being able to enjoy a movie because you're in game mode watching this and thinking of the procedures you would do to try to figure this story out?
Yeah, Lynn won't even sit in the same room with me if it's a cop movie or a military movie. She's just like, you ruin everything. Yeah.
It's kind of the way we felt watching this movie, but
Yeah, but the cool thing is it's just interesting because one child from the same class mysteriously vanishes on the same night and at exactly the same time, and the community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. That's what I really liked about it.
You're reading the box again, Greg. Stop reading off the DVD.
I get
actually watched it with us.
I get
still unprepared.
I get images of when he was required to do a review of a movie, how he's like, I get that feeling again, that vibe.
Yeah. I get that vibe from him that was a lot like his papers he had to turn in through Police Academy. 15,000 word paper. This paper is very, 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 very important to me. And I'm hoping that you really, 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 really like it. Is that kind of how the way you wrote those papers, Greg?
I don't really remember that, but I know in the movie Barbarian, when, this young woman travels to New York and is a
book. The worst. What do you give it? 1 Phantom, it sucks. 5 Phantoms, I can't wait for the sequel. Where do you fall in on this?
Yeah, I'm about a 2. But in Barbarian, when she arrives late at night.
The only reason why he knows that is because you made him watch it twice, because he was supposed to report it on it 1 episode, and when he didn't, he had to go back the next week
and he still just read off the back of the DVD box.
Yeah.
Greg
but it was
the box, doesn't he? Oh my god!
It was against her better judgment when she decides to spend the evening, and discover.
Let's do this. We're going to just take a very quick break. We'll come back. We've got more to discuss, and we'll do that right here on your home for all things strange and supernatural. This is the Paranormal 60 News.
Oh, are you reading me? Come in. Hello? Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
Welcome back to the program. This is the Paranormal 60 News. I'm Dave Schrader. Along with me, correspondents Scotchy, the Colonel, and the paranormal detective himself, Greg Lawson. And I don't want to say I was kind of distracted by the alien story and the possibility of baptizing an alien, but I did realize that I got all excited there and then jumped the gun and went right into the movie. I don't think you finished your story, did you, Josh?
I did not.
I mean, we got the point. They said they would baptize whoever came in. Yeah.
I read the box, and yeah, they will do it. That's what we needed to know when we walked away from this.
That's all what happens. Yeah.
And we got through
what matters.
The meat of that story right away. So well done, Josh. A story delivered so well that you did it in 2.5 paragraphs when there were 6 more. But as I'm reading it during that commercial break, they all kind of just keep saying the same thing over and over again. Hey, God's good. God's made a lot of cool stuff. And if they show up and want to be baptized, we'll do it. Boom.
That was the storyline.
The Vatican, that's their take.
There you go.
But if only Greg could tell us a little bit about the movie Barbarian.
I know. I wish he would. I wish he would.
Yeah.
I
especially when she soon discovers that there's a lot more fear than just the unexpected house guest.
Oh my God.
She soon discovers.
I think that review is about 4 years too late there.
You think?
Yeah.
Hey, we got an update. Look at this. The paranormal detective following up like a detective. More has come out about a story we covered a few weeks ago, and not leaving a dangling thread, not leaving a dangling participle. He has come back to fill us in on what took place. Greg, you have the floor.
Hey, buddy. Thanks, man. You know, a couple of shows ago, we talked about these people coming up and banging on the door and just being very foolish and how easily they could have just gotten shot in Texas. But thank God it didn't happen in Texas, and it was identified as terrifying intruders. And I have the reveal here. We brought to you this one a few weeks ago, and it's a chilling doorbell camera video out of Alexandria, Virginia. 3 masked figures pounding on a family's front door in the middle of the night. No one who knew who they were. No one knew who. Oh, Jesus.
Nobody knew who they were.
No one knew who they were or what they wanted, just that they looked like the start of a real life horror movie. I would have written real life horror film, but they wrote horror movie. Well, tonight we've got the reveal on this. Those masked miscreants weren't strangers at all. They were relatives of the very family. They were terrifying. According to police, one adult woman, a family member, admitted to planning the stunt with her teenage sons and nephew. They wore masks, banged on the door, and shouted to scare the victims, all for what they claim was a prank. No charges will be filed, even though the incident sparked fear across the neighborhood and sent the internet buzzing. Authorities called it a serious lapse in judgment. Instead, it could have easily ended in tragedy if someone inside had grabbed a weapon. So that eerie footage that had people asking, who were they? Turns out they were family. Sometimes the real monsters aren't from the movies or the woods. They're just really bad relatives with even worse ideas. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, that is such a bad plan to show up to somebody's door, banging on it, trying to get in, cursing at them, threatening them, making it look like you're going to murder them. In your opinion, paranormal detective, were they really trying to hurt this family, but they got caught, so now they're playing it off as it was just a prank? Because this prank went pretty far, dude. They were breaking gates and trying to get in through the door and busting things down.
Yeah, it was really, really super crazy and really stupid people.
Yeah, they're very lucky because honestly, anybody else might have just shot right through that door and cleaned out all 3 of them, especially when they start doing the slit of the throat stuff. Yeah, very creepy.
That's why you don't start your evening by pounding on the front door like that.
Nope.
Well,
Chachi firmly believes just stick the pound in the back door.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Colonel. Oh, yes.
I'm gonna go to the chat room for that one.
Stay out of the chat room, Greg.
We don't need that trouble. All right, Colonel. Believe it or not, the greatest American hero, the Colonel, is back, and he's got
believe it or not.
Yeah.
God, is it time already? Okay.
It is.
Here's one from China, Dave. Proves the future.
Wait a minute. Everybody get your glasses ready. This can't. He blew a word.
China. This is from
was
China.
all in English. This one's going to just be brutal.
Yeah.
All right. China it is.
China it is, Dave.
Pronounced China.
China. The future isn't the only thing fortune tellers can ruin. A woman in the city of Wuhu paid about, that's it. Wuhu,
Where is she from?
Wuhu. Woohoo! Paid about 500 yuan, that's $70, for an online fortune telling session. The psychic master told her that her husband was cheating, meeting women in hotels, even hiring escorts. So she did what any jealous, heartbroken believer might do. She confronted him. The husband swore he was innocent, no affairs, no secret tryst, but she wouldn't let it go.
Wait, what was it? No secret.
Tryst. Yes.
Tryst. Let's try
Tryst. Yep.
Tryst. Yeah, we'll give that.
But she wouldn't let it go. The argument escalated, and finally, the poor guy marched down to the police station to file a report against his own wife and the fortune teller. Local police said the wife believed the reading had to be true because she paid for it. After all,
Jesus.
You get what you pay for, right, Dave?
I guess.
They ended up mediating between the couple, and reminding everyone that psychic accusations don't hold up as evidence in China or anywhere else. So, to recap, no cheating, no mistresses, no aliens, just one angry wife, one bad fortune teller, and a marriage that could probably use less prophecy and more therapy. Moral of the story, Dave.
Take the pause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to have you're going to hire a psychic. Make sure they don't accidentally summon a divorce lawyer. Back to
Wow.
you,
Evil. Yeah.
Back to you, sir.
You don't want to spill too much on for the.
How much should we hold into account people that are making claims of psychic ability that are willing to say something defaming, inflammatory, slander and libel, by hiding behind the crest of, but a ghost told me, or the universe told me? I mean, to me, going in for marriage advice to a psychic, first of all, not being a psychic, if Chachi came to me and said, Dave, I want you to use your abilities and tell me, should I stay in this marriage? Being his buddy, the minute he asks, obviously I'm going to start guessing things are not going well. So, and then you lean into it because you're giving that person what they probably want to hear. Even though it's going to be a little heartbreaking, it seems they're going there because they're looking for corroboration of their own thoughts. So that seems like a very dangerous and troublesome situation to be in. We've lost video with Greg Lawson, apparently.
I think you hit home with Greg. That's why
it's got a little too close. He couldn't answer. I don't know, Scotchy, where do you fall in on this? I mean, should a psychic be more responsible with the information that they give and stray away from these kind of topics? Because it does open up for, libel and slander.
But is it though?
Well, yeah. If I say, I hear Chachi likes to molest mongoose,
right?
It's that could potentially ruin your career or make a career for you. In the new realm of the Hawk Tua girl, God knows how it'll be received. But that gets a little spooky when you realize that somebody can say that, you pay them, which then makes you feel that there must be something to it. That's the logic going in. Well, I paid for it, so she must be telling me the truth.
Yeah.
I think that's the way we'll probably take it, right?
Yeah. What do you think, Greg? Law side of things. How do you?
He hasn't been here for less.
No, but he's always listening. Always.
Yeah. No,
he's reading the back of a cereal box, looking for the answer right now.
Where this is coming from is in China. So they have obviously different laws in China. Here in the United States, should it do damage to you, you can then, of course, petition for remediation on those damages and have a
right. But the point is, should we hold psychics accountable for that? If they're saying those things, do you think that's serviceable by a lawsuit by making those kind of claims?
I don't think so, because it gets into the realm of belief, and you could easily go to First Amendment on religion. So
let me just, I don't mean to be rude, but honestly, so if I was able to then say, I'm a religious man, I pray to the altar of Donny Osmond, and his spirit last night told me that Greg Lawson, blah, 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 and none of that was real, I can get away with it because my God told me in my head that this was the case, and I shared that information.
Yeah. If the person can prove that it actually damaged them in some way, then they can, go forward and file a suit against that person. But First Amendment is really powerful. It's not powerful on social media and stuff. You get canceled for whatever, people want to cancel you for. But it has a lot of power, and it's incumbent upon the individual who is aggrieved to prove that this person actually did damage to them. So I think if that's the case, they might have some sort of civil recourse on that. But You know, in Texas,
I'd say telling your wife that you're a liar and a cheat and doing all these little trysts, that's definitely hurting your case, hurting your life.
yeah, especially if your wife believes that sort of stuff.
Right.
And you know, if she looks at it and just goes, "Wow, this person has no evidence, nothing to back their claim. This person could be crazy. Are you going to believe everyone that's crazy?" You know.
So
Yeah.
Jeanette Hafke actually said in the comments something very interesting. I remember seeing years ago ads in the backs of magazines for psychics, and you would always see in very small print under the 900 number for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment only,
right? And so I think Gina makes a great point. If that is posted somewhere, does that now kind of give you the pass to do these things? Because it was never intended for the slander, what you're saying, but it was for entertainment.
Dave, if you remember, you and I bought a couple of cases of tarot cards. Do you remember that? We were out. I can't remember where we were. We were in some strange little town in Michigan, I think.
Minnesota.
Was
It's
it
very
Minnesota?
much like Michigan, but it's
Okay.
a different state. Paranormal detective.
Starts with an M.
Starts with an M, you know.
And it ends with an Minnesota.
MI. If we were gonna abbreviate it, we can go MI.
If we could. Yeah.
But what was Cleo?
Where are we going with this?
Miss
Miss
Cleo.
Cleo, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she did prison time. But they can follow what she said, what she did, and the fact that, you know, she collected millions and millions of dollars from people and defrauded them of that money. So there could be recourse, but the person that is, like I said, aggrieved is going to have to prove whatever damages are.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you're married to a person that is reasonable enough to where they just don't believe some woman that you paid $40 to.
How reasonable are you that you're going to ask?
Yeah,
somebody
you know,
about
and
your
there's
marriage?
that, right?
Yeah.
Then there's that.
Look at there. Chachi's got the Miss Cleo deck right there.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Should we give that
In
that
the
deck specifically, Chachi, to the next whoever makes a donation of the highest amount to the show tonight will automatically send out a Miss Cleo deck.
Wouldn't
Deal.
that be an online auction? That would be an online auction.
No.
Look here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Because they believe, wow,
One
you get
for me,
two.
One for who's gonna do it?
Who's
Deb?
going to
Wow.
do this? Who's going to do this?
No stress, no
Online?
pressure. You guys don't have to do it, but whoever throws the most money at us tonight so far, Addie Firebird, I would say your 41 has got you there. I will take a note that Deb from SAC has made like 3 or 4 donations of $5 each. I will count them as they add up as well. If you can beat Addie's $41, you may get that deck, that sealed deck.
Signed by
amazing.
Chachi. Signed by Chachi.
Yeah, he can't
This
sign
is
it.
so exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out how I can make a donation. I don't know how to do that.
Just
I'll
you
give
know,
you my Venmo.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's do this. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back. We've got more to discuss right after this. Hey, I know that you love the paranormal, and I also know you love true crime. How do I know? Because for 18 years, I hosted a true crime podcast, and you told me that you loved it. Well, we've got a words is hard. We've got a true crime podcast
Jesus.
on our network, Mysteries, Mayhem, and Merlot with Winnie Schrader. You can watch it every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central, right here on my YouTube channel, or better yet, go subscribe to the Mysteries, Mayhem, and Merlot YouTube channel, and then you can watch them there when they drop. You'll also get a heads up on it, so you get to see it before everybody else if you follow her page. She also releases the audio on Saturday night, so early Sunday morning, so you get a chance to listen to that first. Never miss an episode. Go subscribe, Mysteries, Mayhem, and Merlot, and then go check out our website, mysteriesmayhemandmerlot.net. True crime and the paranormal have never sounded better than when they're underneath the banner of the Paranormal 60. All right, let's get back to it. We only have a few stories left. Chachi, you've been drinking, but I've noticed that there's no slurring, there's no foggy headedness. You seem like did removing your gallbladder make you a super drinker?
Well, somehow how the liver works with the gallbladder. I believe the gallbladder was filtering out some of the alcohol. I believe. Now, I also did a little research in the extra space of the show. Did you know, Dave? What do you think gets you drunk faster? A beer or hard liquor like a scotch?
I'm going to say beer because of the whatever the effervescence is that makes the bubbles.
That actually is the answer.
Effervescence. I think that's a band. Isn't
Oh,
it?
that's
Bubbles,
evanescence.
the way the
Okay.
bubbles get digested, the body absorbs the alcohol quicker.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
as you'll see tonight, I switched from scotch to beer.
So what we should
I wasn't
do,
drinking enough on earlier shows.
so if you drop an Alka-Seltzer in your bourbon, would that help then kind
Kind
of do the same?
I wouldn't,
Hey,
I wouldn't try that.
that's an idea.
That if you put an egg in some Heineken, though,
No, let's
we tried
all go
that.
get our Guinness with our raw egg in it. Look, it
Yes.
worked for all of us that drank it. We're still here 2 years later.
You're still alive.
Yeah. All right,
we,
Chachi.
we both did lose our gallbladders, though.
Yeah, but I lost mine like 18 years ago.
Oh, okay,
So,
all right.
Chachi,
Yeah.
those fingers in my hair, that sly come hither stare. It sounds like magic and witchcraft to me. What have you got for us?
The politics of witchcraft, actually, Dave.
Wow.
You know, as we're thinking about maybe changing the format of the show away from paranormal and more into politics, I thought this would be a good way to.
No, we are not.
Oh, my bad. Anyways, let's get back to the politics of witchcraft. This will be as much politics as we talk about. Guess where we're heading, Dave? Kenya, where a late night scene has the whole region buzzing and not from coffee. Now, when I read this, I'm like, why would they be buzzing from coffee in Kenya? Dave, do you know why they would be buzzing for coffee in Kenya? Which is a great name for a charity, Coffee for Kenya.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Why would they be buzzing from coffee in Kenya?
Because do you know how many? There are 6 million Kenyans that are actually indirectly or directly supporting the coffee industry in Kenya.
Wow.
6 million, Dave.
Can you believe it?
Oh, look at that. Eat it right up.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just after midnight, locals spotted 4 people creeping around the home of a well-known politician. 2 men and 2 women, all dressed in red, carrying gourds, feathers.
Drinking.
Yep. And what looked like ritual charms. To all the villagers, it looked like one thing: witchcraft. The crowd swarmed, caught the creepers, and before police arrived, things got fugly. By the time authorities reached the scene, the alleged spellcasters were bruised, surrounded by hundreds of frightened onlookers, and clutching items described as witchcraft tools. Now, the 4 were taken into custody, and these mysterious objects were indeed confiscated. Police are still sorting out whether this was a real ritual, perhaps a political stunt, or just 4 people in the wrong place at the wrong time. Kind of like those gentlemen that were pounding on the front door in the earlier story. But here's the wild part. Locals swear the politician's dogs wouldn't stop howling the night before, and that strange markings appeared on the ground near his gate just hours before the suspects showed up. So, some are saying it's a curse. Others think it might just be political intimidation ahead of the election. Either way, when you've got midnight visitors in red robes chanting outside, pounding your front door, you don't wait to check their voter ID, Dave. That's all the politics for tonight.
Witchcraft. We will blame anything we can on anything we can.
Demons and witchcraft, man.
Yep.
Demons and witchcraft.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to a segment that we introduced a few weeks ago. That's news to me, where we go back and we examine a news story from the past, telling a story I've never known about, but now we all get to learn about it together. And since we're already hot on the heels of witchcraft, then let us take this final news story. That's news to me all the way to Italy, guys. We're going to go to Italy. Yeah. Because for tonight's That's News to Me, we're going to a place that's been whispering about witchcraft for nearly 600 years. The town of Benevento. Well, pretty good.
Benevento.
Benevento, just east of Naples, or is it Naples? I'm never sure how they pronounce it, has carried a spooky nickname since the Middle Ages. They call Benevento the city of witches. It all traces back to the 15th century when a woman named Metuchui di Francesco, probably butchered all of that, confessed under interrogation that she used a flying ointment to travel to a walnut tree in Benevento to meet other witches. That confession sealed the town's reputation because for centuries after, if someone was accused of witchcraft in Italy, investigators would ask, "Did you go to Benevento?" If the answer was yes, well, that was enough to call them a witch.
Wow.
The legend says that under a great walnut tree along the Sabato River, witches gathered at night to dance, chant, and conjure spirits. The church later claimed the tree was cursed and they had it cut down. But the stories, my brothers, never stopped. Today, Benevento leans into its eerie past. The local liqueur, the liquor stega, is literally the witch's liquor, still shows witches dancing on the label. There's even a museum of witches, preserving the folklore and trial records that gave the town its name. It's a reminder that history, fear, and superstition often intertwine, and sometimes something as simple as a single tree can grow roots deep enough to haunt a whole city. So if you ever find yourself wandering the cobblestone streets of Benevento, and you feel a chill by the river, maybe, just maybe, the Gennara still dance beneath that invisible walnut tree. And that's news to me. What do you guys think? I didn't know that about Italy. Did you guys? I know they've got the Christmas witch, and her name is like Benafa or something like that. I just didn't realize that Italy was so steeped in witchcraft. However, when my first son was born, Cliff, his mom was very into that culture. And I remember her worrying, and she pinned a little red piece of yarn on his sleeper so that all the people that would come look through the window at all the babies wouldn't give him the stink eye. Or if they did, that little piece of red yarn deflected the stink eye over into the isolette next door with the dumb kid that nobody liked.
Pretty interesting.
Everybody loves kids and babies. Yeah. So it's interesting to see how all of this plays out, but I had no idea that witchcraft was such a big part of Italy. Yeah.
Italy?
News to me.
Have you ever been to Italy, Greg?
Many times, Dave. Many times. I've been to Italy and Rome and almost jumped into Pompeii.
Aren't they
Vesuvius? We went up there, but it was raining and it was muddy, and they wouldn't let us get into the cliff.
Did you go to Benevento?
I did not, man. I didn't know about it. It's kind of like that little tavern that has a lady buried in the floor. Stuff I don't know
Nobody
about.
knew about that.
I can't know about everything.
Well, now you do.
Yeah. That's why this show is so important, not just to the millions upon millions of viewers that aren't watching, but also to the 12 that are, and to us, because now we know things.
Well, and my friend Belinda there said that the aliens that they're going to baptize are actually demons. So,
why? Because they haven't been baptized yet? Once they're baptized, are they good?
I think because they're posing as aliens. They're actually demons, and they're
right. But if they were willing to be baptized, that seems to be counterintuitive to.
Well, they're not. They're not.
Demons.
He really didn't talk to them, though. Right? Right.
Well, I mean, not yet. He's offering. If they come up and they're like,
the Pope,
take us to your baptizer, then
I don't think he sounds like that. I think he sounds different.
He is from the U.S. So
no, the alien. Jesus,
okay.
Really? You guys thought that was my Pope imitation?
I'm used to your old.
I'm the alien asking to be taken as somebody that could baptize him.
Do it again. I'm sorry. Cut this part out of the show and do it again. Do it again, Dave.
Edit.
Isn't live. All right. Ready? Take me to your baptizer. Is that better?
Oh, that was fantastic.
There we go. Yeah.
Great, man.
Maybe a darker, crispier.
No, man. I think that was really good.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
the
worked.
high pitched one was what confused you because it was a pope, and
Yeah.
that high happy voice. You were like, he must be trying to do the pope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
I don't think you're trying to do
boy,
the
look
Pope.
at that. An hour and 6 minutes in,
Boy,
we've done all 8 news stories, and
Yeah.
I guess that's it for the.
I think that's
Wait.
it.
That's it. Nope.
Wait,
I've
what?
never done this, Dave. Never done this in 400 episodes.
Okay.
Time
Wow.
to do something new at the 401.
Nobody.
I brought in a news story that
Wow.
wasn't
Wow.
on the agenda for this evening.
Wow.
Oh,
So
yeah.
see, he's
Special
living up to
report.
it. Like I said, it's like the 400 episode, but one better.
It's a special report, Dave.
Yeah,
Special
special
report.
report.
Special report.
Special
That's what I
report.
love, Dave.
Special report. And for that, we're going to give you center stage.
Oh,
All right,
no,
Chachi.
that's
An
that.
extra story. It better be good, buddy.
Look at that.
Special
I think it
reporter.
is fantastic.
Okay.
It is about witches, politics,
No,
aliens.
you already read that story.
Oh, then this
Yeah.
story just might be about music
Huh?
and hauntings. How about that?
Okay.
He-
All right, here we go.
It looks
Ready?
like
you
he's
reading
in a
this?
crystal ball. Look at him. He's like he's in a crystal ball. We're watching him like on the Wizard of Oz or something.
Yeah.
Could be.
Bonsai, although you didn't vote for my Clio cards, you do have a great idea. We're calling the segment tonight One More Thing. All right,
Oh,
Dave? Do you
One
have a
more
little
for the
banner?
road.
Do you have a banner you could make real fast?
I can't.
Okay.
Thanks for asking. Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and read.
All right, please.
Put your listening ears on, Dave. This is a good one. Oh, well, look at that. It's not a bad picture. It doesn't really relate to the story I'm about to tell, but that's not a bad picture.
It actually does. It relates to it exactly.
Okay, gotcha. I'm calling this story, Dave, and I thought a lot about this. I'm calling it The Haunted Sounds of Pachyderm Studios. Now, most people know of pachyderms as elephants. In this case, it is not. It is a musical studio tucked deep in the woods, the back door of Cannon Falls, Minnesota.
Mm.
There you'll find a studio that's equal parts rock legend and ghost story.
Hmm.
The aforementioned Pachyderm Studios. Now, this isn't some back alley basement setup like some of you may have. This is where Nirvana recorded In Utero. The fantastic Pennsylvania band Live threw down Throwing Copper. Soul Asylum recorded Grave Dancers Union.
Wow.
PJ Harvey, REM, Motion City Soundtrack, all of them right there in that picture, chasing sonic, what I call perfection. However, according to a recent feature in Spin Magazine, perfection wasn't the only thing that happened at Pachyderm Studios.
Mm.
Over the years, musicians and engineers have reported strange noises bleeding into recordings.
Really?
Bleeding or bleating?
Both. It can happen both ways, depending on
Greg.
the day of the week.
Both.
Imagine recording the next great song, and yet, while the mics were off, whispers are captured on the recordings.
Hmm.
Phantom footsteps captured.
For
And gear it powers itself on after everybody.
It
goes
does
on.
what?
I'm drinking.
It powers itself on, you say. I think the beer bubbles have finally hit,
The
folks.
beer bowl,
And they-
yeah. I'm
and they
going
hit-
back to Scotch.
Yeah.
I
They
gotta
hear,
be honest.
they hear footsteps. Footsteps.
I'm going back. So one session engineer swears he heard a woman humming in the vocal booth at 3 a.m. Problem was, booth was empty and they weren't recording any vocals that night. Another band, I'm not going to mention their name, but it rhymes with Teetles, described waking up in an on-site house to find the piano
Uh-huh.
softly playing itself softly. Now, some blame the building's age, which, as you can see, upper 30s, maybe 40s. Others chalk it up to long hours, lack of sleep, which we know musicians certainly enjoy that.
Mhm.
But those who have spent time there say the place has a certain vibe, an energy that hums beneath the reverb and echoes of every scream, cry, and chord ever laid to tape still looping through the walls. Now, Dave, don't cut me off. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Maybe that's exactly what haunts Pachyderm Studios. Decades of raw emotion burned into magnetic tape, replaying themselves over and over again. So if any of you find yourself recording in that Minnesota forest, chasing your next big hit, I will ask you this and give you one piece of advice. Keep one ear on the mix and the other on the silence, because at Pachyderm Studios, the ghosts might still be rolling, Dave.
Nice. A story from my own backyard, Chachi.
Own backyard, Dave.
You love the music and the spooks, don't you?
And your backyard.
When you could put spooky stuff. I know there's a couple of different major recording studios. There's one out in Los Angeles, Hollywood, that is really haunted, and a lot of different. As a matter of fact, I almost got Ghost Adventures in there when I was working behind the scenes. They got very close to allowing them in to investigate, and then kind of pulled the plug at the 11th hour on us. But it just remarkable how many of these places. But again, when you think about the fact that people are going in there, laying down their heart, their soul, their thoughts, and the emotion and energy behind creating this music. And as we know, a lot of musicians, they talk about it being cathartic, like they're releasing their demons. But when you're creating, you're also calling in the muses. So these places may just be a really contradictory mix of music, muses, and anxiety and stress demons that are just hanging out, creating this weird puddle stop. But there's a lot of bars and nightclubs like that as well. I know First Avenue, which is very well known and famous here in the Twin Cities, it was popularized by Prince in the movie Purple Rain. They've got DJs when they're upstairs and they're mixing their music. Sometimes they've heard screams in their headphones or growls, and they'll throw the headphones off thinking something's happening around them and there's nothing there. But many have felt that. But again, you start thinking about the kind of energy that's put into a place and that kind of expenditure of senses. I'm not surprised that it would leave something behind.
Oh yeah.
That's why I brought it to everyone's attention, Dave.
I believe it was the Beatles when they were recording without John, when George was still alive, and they did that Free as a Bird, horrible song. And they came out together and recorded. They said that there were times that things would happen in the studio, and when they were doing their photograph, in walks this beautiful all white peacock for their photo. So if you look, you can actually see him. They believe that was the spirit of John Lennon. So, in those later years, he was always in the white outfits and everything. Kind of an interesting little twist. Very cool. So music, politics, ghosts, buried bodies inside a bar. It's been a full night, guys. A full night of strange and supernatural stories.
That it has.
Yeah.
That it has.
I'm sorry that it's over. I mean, I'm sorry that we're already at that point in our night when there's nothing left to share. No new stories to talk about. Unless you guys have anything coming up, anything exciting. Nothing? Good. Perfect. Excellent. Well then, gentlemen, let me be the first to say goodnight to you, and I will look forward to seeing you again here for episode 802. We'll do some between then, but that'll be our next big one, and Chachi will have to bring 2 bonus stories for us on that episode. Yeah?
You ready?
You like that? All right. Well, my friends, tonight we've met the holy and the haunted, the cursed and the clueless, from interstellar baptisms to basement graves, fake home invasions, and witchcraft at night. If there's one takeaway, it's this: truth really is stranger than fiction, and sometimes it's family, not phantoms, that'll scare the hell out of you. Thank you for joining me, Dave Schrader, along with Chachi, the Colonel, and the paranormal detective, Greg Lawson, as we keep hunting down the stories that make you question everything. And we do that here every week on the Paranormal 60 News.